Hello, everybody. It's Sophie and Marco. Dish out on the movies, TV shows, books, or whatever. And today it's going to be Marco's turn to review a new Netflix movie that's a mystery and maybe a murder
Really?
with Adam Sandler and
Jennifer Aniston.
oh boy.
It's called Murder Mystery, but I didn't really care about the murder, and I didn't really care about the mystery either. So what do you call this movie? You call it what? You know what I call it? You know how those new crappy Star Wars movies are called blank a Star Wars story? Well, I call this movie Murder Mystery dot a Netflix movie because that's what this is. It's a Netflix movie. I don't know how else to explain it. It stars these two pretty good actors. Adam Sandler hasn't really done anything good since the 90s, and then Jennifer Aniston, she was good in some movies I've seen. I've seen her in Horrible Bosses and Office Space, and she was okay in both of those. In this movie, she's just kind of playing herself. And Adam Sandler is probably the best part of the movie. I mean, it's that simple. It's a Netflix movie. It's boring. It's got jokes that fall flat. It's got like one or two jokes that really work. It's got bad writing. It's got a confusing mystery. It's got boring mystery characters. It's got no romance, it's got no mystery, and it's got no comedy basically. It's a mismatch. It's like first off, let's just say who the writer is. The writer of this movie wrote The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which alone that movie should scare you. And then he also wrote White House Down, another pretty bad movie. And then he also wrote, what was the other one he wrote? I can't remember, but oh yeah, Independence Day Resurgence.
Hmm.
See, I wanted to put that movie out of my mind, but he wrote that movie. That should tell you all you need to know about this movie. He wrote this movie, and I can tell it's a short movie, like all Netflix movies. It's barely 90 minutes. I mean, they barely hit the mark. And most of the movie, I was wondering, is it ever gonna get any better? Because that's what watching most Netflix movies is like. Is it ever gonna get any better? Spoiler alert: it never gets any better. And at the end, they try to give you a bunch of different twists. But the thing is that they have a bunch of clues and evidence revealed that you had no idea existed. The whole movie, you get like a couple of clues, like one or two clues at the max, and then it's like there's nothing after that until the very end when all of a sudden the mystery has to be solved so the movie can be over. And that's I don't know what else to say. This movie's so mediocre. I thought the trailer looked really cool. It did not look like a typical middle of the road Netflix movie. It looked pretty good, and then I watched the movie for itself, and I just did not like it. I thought Adam Sandler did the best job that he could with this bad script, and I thought if this movie was all about him, and if he was the real star of the movie, then maybe it would be better. I don't know.
Well, that's terrible.
The cast of characters, first off, you have this cast of rich people characters, and most of them are really weak and boring and kind of just there, and you're forced to care about them even though you really don't. And that's just that. Luke Evans is in this movie. If you remember last time we saw him on The Alienist, and you can tell he's having a better time here, and there's no agenda in this movie, but he's just not used properly. He's hardly in the movie, and he's very charismatic, and they trick you into thinking that he's going to be a big part of the movie. And then you have just boring people, just straight up boring people. The mystery is so predictable too. The mystery is very predictable. It's very flat. It's unearned. You don't care. And then after that, you have this murder, and you have these people, and they just go about their daily lives like the murder never really happened. Like they don't even care. There's no impact on anybody except for the main characters because they're getting framed. Spoiler alert, that was in the trailers. Because in the trailers, they have to tell you everything. I took a trailer editing class, and what they said that they do is they watch through the whole movie, they take out the best parts, and they put all those together. That's what they do for a living. They take out the best parts of the movie and they spoil them for you. So, yeah, that's about all I have to say about this movie. I really don't know what else, so I'm gonna go straight to my food review. This is the only show on YouTube where we rate movies in terms of food. Of course, Safi doesn't review movies very much nowadays, but she will. She's gonna see Toy Story 4 this week. So, my review for Murder Mystery is it's an all-around bad frozen dinner.
Oh.
It's like any other Netflix movie. It has a bunch of elements that do not work. First off, to represent the two main stars, you have two mystery meat Salisbury steaks. One with some good spice at least, that's Adam Sandler, and then one that's just gross. And that's Jennifer Aniston. And I'm sure a lot of people disagree with me on that one. One with some good spice. Oh wait, no, I already read that. And a flat and deflated chocolate brownie. That's the mystery. The mystery should be the best part of the movie, where you're like, oh, that was so cool. I never saw that coming. Oh, this is so cool and so well thought out, and you just don't care because you don't care about these characters. And Clue, you have these characters obsessing about this murder and just talking about murder, talking about who could have done it, the whole movie, and then it's revealed at the end, and you care because you've been in this confined space. But in this movie, everything's just kind of like a joke. And not in like the Marvel movie, everything's a joke kind of way, but just everything's just not taken seriously. Except for the fact that Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler are, quote, on the run, which there's not much of that either. And then a corn mixture with sweet corn, white corn, and red and green pepper bits that's very frozen tasting and just not that good, tastes dehydrated. And that's what happens sometimes when you get frozen vegetables. They taste really gross and dry and not fresh. And that's the cast of rich characters like Black Panther's dad, this guy from Dinner with Schmucks, and this Indian guy. He was the funniest one, and he was the coolest character out of them all. But he still didn't get enough, and they were just all boring. And then you have watery mashed potatoes with over-salted gravy. That represents the comedy in this movie. The comedy in this movie thought that it was funny. There's even a joke. Excuse me. I can't believe I'm saying this. It's 2019. There was a joke about apparently egg yolks are bad for your cholesterol. I'm not kidding. Someone in Hollywood actually thinks in 2019 that egg yolks are bad for your cholesterol. Can you believe that, Safi? Sorry guys, Safi's falling asleep, of course. And so we have, and that's what this movie feels like. It feels like there's supposed to be some jokes, and then you get a joke and it's like, what? Was that supposed to be funny? I'm I've fallen asleep. I don't even care about what's going on. I don't even care about these characters. The jokes aren't very funny. There's a couple of jokes that are funny, but overall, whoever wrote this movie thinks they're more funny than they actually are, and that's a problem. So that's what this movie is. It has no real identity. It's not a comedy because it's not funny. It's not a mystery because most of the movie is not really about solving a mystery. I mean, they're on a boat. They're on this boat, and you think that they would be stuck on this yacht. I mean, a yacht, and they're not. They're just all let go to run loose around the city, and that's just stupid. And then you have the other element, which would be romance. Ha ha! There's a romance in this movie. Not. I don't think so. But between the two main characters, they have some chemistry, but there's no romance whatsoever. Most of the movie, you know those stupid Hallmark movies and how they have like a miscommunication. Well, that's within this movie. Well, it's more just lying. He lies and says that he's a detective when really he's a police officer. Oh God, that's so, oh, that's so riveting drama. Oh my God. And then you have the wife, and all she does is complain about how her husband doesn't buy her things, and she's just really spoiled and entitled. And that's another thing too, is that you have these people who are supposed to be really kind of poor, middle of the road poor, and they're supposed to be in awe of these rich people and all the rich things on this yacht, but instead they're just it's just not convincing because it's Adam Sandler and Jennifer Aniston. It's not convincing anymore. They look they look like they're rich even though they're supposed to be poor. And so it's just not convincing. This whole movie is just a complete failure. It's not horrible, but it's not good. It's not great. It's just okay. If you're really desperate, you could watch this movie once and then just forget about it. Just forget about it. In fact, don't even watch this review. Turn off this review and move on and watch something else that's good. Because this movie is not worth your time or attention. Like most all Netflix movies are not worth the time and attention. There are a few gems on Netflix, and those are the ones usually that were supposed to go to theaters, but then Netflix stole them away, like the Ted Bundy movie and then Mowgli. Those ones are really good, but the Netflix original movies, not so good. So that's it. Later this week, Safi's gonna be seeing Toy Story 4. Hopefully she doesn't fall asleep while watching that. And then I'll be seeing the Child's Play remake, which I'm actually kind of excited to see. So goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.